When I was in college, I decided out of nowhere I wanted to read X-Men, and I decided to read Giant Size X-Men #1 at the recommendation of many different people, and I loved it. Naturally, I followed it right up with X-Men '94, which was the relaunch of the X-Men with the brand new writer, Chris Claremont. And since then, I had the goal of reading his entire run, and I was enthralled. And this run was so inspirational that it led me to creating my own comic book series. And now I can finally say that I have finished his run. His initial run ends on 279 of Uncanny X-Men and issue 3 of the relaunch series, X-Men. He wrote all the way from 1975 to 1991, and he also did New Mutants, which I loved. I read all 100 issues of that. I read the first 80 issues of X Factor. I read, I think, 30-something issues of Excalibur, tons of Wolverine. The point is, I've read most everything that came out, whether it was Claremont, the Simonson stuff. And man, it was all so worth it to be just that entrenched in watching it go from a series that was being rebuilt to a phenomenon by the end. And it is really heartbreaking that Chris Claremont took a failing series that was the X-Men that had just relaunched and brought it to what is now, to this day, the highest selling comic book of all time. And it's unfortunate that, he was driven off 2 issues after that, after all of the hard work he did, because, editors didn't, I guess, think that he was as valuable as he was. But I choose to focus on the positive, and the fact of the matter is, this run is one of the greatest, arguably the greatest comic book run of all time, and it has given me a lifetime of inspiration. And if you're an X-Men fan at all and you haven't read it, are you really an X-Men fan? Here's the thing, you can tell Claremont still had many more stories left in him, but he chooses to end on a high note. The final speeches between Professor X and Magneto fully solidifying the differences between the two and solidifying what makes the X-Men specifically so damn special. I can gush about this forever, and I will. I'll continue to gush about this for the rest of my life, but if you haven't read this run, you absolutely should, as well as New Mutants. Most spin-offs are really good, but especially the X-Men and New Mutant stuff, that is the best. I'll be talking about it live on my YouTube channel tonight at 8 p.m., so if you're interested, make sure to stop by. And hey, if you miss it live, you can always catch the playback. I'll be talking about it with some friends. Man, the way he was able to keep reinventing the same characters over and over and over again and create new ones while still remaining true to the core needs to be studied. It has been studied, but it needs to be studied more. This is the masterclass in how to tell a long-form comic book superhero story. My greatest inspiration for writing my own comics.